Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast, powered by Healthy Steps Nutrition Mentoring. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, our mission is to help 1 million people take control of their health one step at a time to prevent and reverse chronic disease. I know that us at our HQ location cannot do it alone, which is why we partner with gym owners and coaches with their boots on the ground in their local communities to use the Healthy Steps Nutrition framework and make a greater impact combining nutrition and fitness in their local communities. My name is Nicole Coyne, and I'm the founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, home of CrossFit HSN. I am so excited about today's podcast episode. Gosh, I learned a lot. Gordon Lake is an affiliate owner. He is also the CrossFit affiliate rep for the Southeast region. Now, our CrossFit affiliate is in South Florida, so he is actually my rep. I've gotten to talk to him a number of times, working with him from a partnership standpoint with CrossFit, but also as a rep for my region and for our CrossFit affiliate. If you are a CrossFit affiliate and you aren't using and reaching out to the affiliate reps, you need to be. They're a wealth of knowledge, and they're basically the bridge between what's happening at CrossFit HQ and you inside of your gym. They're a wealth of knowledge. Strongly encourage you to reach out to them. So let's get back to Gordon. So he's an affiliate owner, and he posted something on social media that said he got 54 members in 31 days. In the month of January, he got 54 new members in his gym. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I don't know if our systems could handle 54 new fitness members at our HQ location, but I was like, let's have a podcast on this. I'd love to hear a little bit more. And I will tell you that I walked away learning so much, so I know you are going to learn a lot too. Super excited about this podcast episode. Before we get to it though, I have a message. Did you know that Healthy Steps Nutrition Mentoring is a part of the Affiliate Partner Network? You can get CrossFit CEUs for all of our initial training and ongoing support. The initial training for HSN Mentoring is worth 30 CrossFit CEUs, and you get 9 CEUs every 6 months. We also host an event called the Gym Accelerator Summit that is worth 14 CEUs. So if you need CrossFit CEUs, definitely check out all of the stuff that we have to offer. The Gym Accelerator Summit is coming up. It is April 3rd to the 5th. It is open for any gym owner looking to prioritize health and wellness inside of their gym. The U.S. affiliate rep, Jen Green, will be there. We have the CrossFit Medical Society coming. It's going to be an amazing time to gather together with gym owners who are all really looking to prioritize health and wellness. You can check out more details about this event, the schedule, breakout sessions, everything you will learn from this event by clicking the link in the show notes or going to growyournutritionbusiness.com/gas. We hope to see you in Nashville, Tennessee. All right, let's get to this episode with Gordon Lake on adding 54 new members to his CrossFit affiliate in the month of January. Gordon, welcome to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast.
Well, I appreciate you having me. I've known you for a hot minute, so it's an honor to be on this.
It's going to be a fun conversation today. Yeah, we met a few years ago at the CrossFit Games, right before you were brought on as the official affiliate rep of the Southeast region, and we've gotten to connect a number of times. So yeah, I respect you as a gym owner. You help so many affiliate owners. Let's just start off. For the people that don't know who you are, why don't you share a little bit about yourself and the gym that you run, and then we'll shift gears to your role at HQ.
Yeah, so like Nicole said, so my name is Gordon Lake. So I run CrossFit Simpsonville. I'm located like right around Greenville, South Carolina. When I say Simpsonville, no one knows what Simpsonville is. So Greenville. So my wife and I started our affiliate. We are in year 7. It has been an absolute amazing wild ride. We don't know how we continue to do it, but it's been absolutely amazing. And like Nicole mentioned, so I've been on staff. It'll be 2 years in September. So I have the honor to be the Southeast Regional Rep. So I work directly with over 800 affiliates, and man, I tell them I'm their go-to for service and support. Hey, whether it's us jumping on a call to talk about how to onboard coaches or how to implement some system and process, or just talking about life and how it can be tough to run a small business. And really, that's really my passion, is working with affiliate owners, just because I've been doing it for several years. And so not having people feel like they're out on an island by themselves is key.
Yeah. I think when we started our affiliate, it was like the only time I heard from HQ was when my payment was due, and then they added all these layers of support. And basically, the way I describe you is like you're the liaison from us at our affiliate to what happens at HQ. So you have a deeper understanding of what's going on at HQ to relay that down to us as affiliate owners as well. And whenever someone reaches out to me and they're like, "Hey, how do I get in touch with someone at HQ?" I'm like, "Here's Gordon's email. Contact him. I promise you, he will get back to you. He's really awesome." So thank you for all that you do. For people that don't even know, which I don't know how you wouldn't know about the regions and stuff, but there's definitely some affiliate owners probably listening to this that are like, I had no idea how to rep. Who do you serve? Like what states are you kind of the rep for?
Yeah. So right now I am North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. It does get a little confusing because I think I should have like Tennessee and Mississippi as well. However, Tennessee is Andrew, Mississippi is Chase. And so I tell people like if you're a true Southerner, you're going to hear from me.
Yep. So you're my affiliate rep.
I am.
Awesome. So let's talk about you posted this thing on social media, and that's how we started this conversation. It was a crazy number of new members at your gym in 1 month. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we ended up closing on 54 members at the end of January. And I tell people, like, hey, that's not normal. I don't want you to think that this is like, yeah, this is normal. And it really was not geared towards like the new year. So for us, I don't know about y'all, Nicole, but for us, like, we normally don't bump really big in the new year. For us, it's like around like March, April, we'll really bump. And so we did add 54, and I tell people that was a myriad of different memberships. We tried a couple different things this year, but really all of this started back in October. And it really comes down to we started to plan in October what we wanted the first quarter to look like and then like executing that. And so really it was, hey, let's get ahead. Let's manage this the best that we can. And then some things just kind of came organically through that.
Let's talk about the breakdown of those memberships, and then we'll dive into each type. So, of the 54 members, what did that compose of?
Yeah. So we had 12 what we call like CrossFit Unlimited memberships. So those are
Okay.
12 new people who came to try out our affiliate and sign contracts with us. And then we had 30, I believe it was right around 30 strength and conditioning athletes. And so what we did was we started to work with some local schools and local sports teams to be like, hey, come and do your strength conditioning here. And so we signed 30 girls 14 and under who were in softball. And then we already had a youth program for ages about 6 to 11, 12. But we started to realize there's a need for more preteen. That was the biggest thing. And so one of my other owners and coaches has a really big passion for preteen, that like 12 to 15, like he wants to nail that. And so he started a strength and conditioning series for 6 weeks on Sundays. And then we had, I believe, 12 in there too. And so in total, it was right at like 54 members in January, which is absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, absolutely insane to even like speak out loud that happened.
That's awesome. Okay, so a lot of things that you've mentioned already. Number one, you guys started planning this in the quarter three, like the end of last year, which I think is important. Like you can't try and figure out your strategy to grow next month today. Like it should be planned out a little bit further. And then the other thing is the sports teams with high schools, or like the sports teams with team conditioning for teens. I want to know a little bit more about that. Like, did you have those contacts? How did you reach out to them? How did you start those connections?
Yeah, so I'll jump with kind of the pre-planning. And so we
Yeah.
really focus big on the open. Like we've always been a big gym. Like we love the open. It's kind of our big party. And so in the fall, we started to plan what we called our open series. And so we scheduled out 3 clinics to prep for the open. So we did a foundational gymnastics series, a clean and jerk series, and a snatch series. And so we wanted to get those 3 on the books. So pretty much from when January started until the open, almost every other week we were having a seminar. And then we also started to plan our nutrition challenge. What better way than the beginning of the year when people have a fresh mind to start a nutrition challenge? And so we layered in the seminars with 6 weeks of nutrition challenges. And so we were really geared towards like, hey, we want our offerings and opportunities at the beginning of the year to be as much as possible for people to get bought in. So when the open comes, so that was geared more towards our adult staff. Now with the youth, this was really it, it came down honestly to a lot of networking. Like I tell people all the time, like you are your brand every single place you go, like every place. And so we had one of our members, her and her husband, have come to our gym, and their daughter plays softball pretty competitively. And her daughter came to our SFL youth program. They wanted a little more. And so one day the mom was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing strength conditioning for some softball girls?" And at the time I said, it would have to be a large amount of people to come who are gonna like we're gonna be able to foster that and the time, because again, as an affiliate owner, that's more time out of my already pretty busy schedule. So we ended up doing some trial series. So we brought in 33 girls, and my wife and I took them through 2 weeks of just trials. They would come in on Thursday nights at 6:30, and we took them through a myriad of conditioning pieces. And we really try to focus more on team building. So we would always have an activity at the beginning where we talked about what it means to be on a team. We'd identify certain players who were leaders on the team. And then at the end, we would always do a team building activity where everyone on the team, including the coaches, would do some sort of challenge, right? Whether that was like a high plank for time, a wall sit for time, hang on to a dead hang for time. And then we realized that a lot of these young women, they wanted to play in college. So we started to bring in some collegiate softball players who had made it, and would use them to kind of start talking to them. And really that springboarded us into kind of our new venture now. So now that we had these softball team come in, they came in for 2 months, they're just finishing up this month. Now we have some baseball teams who are coming in for strength and conditioning. And so it's really been a lot of getting our foot in the door, meeting with the coach trial so they could see, hey, this is what we can offer you. And then really from there, we're pretty honest with them. Like when you're in your off season, we want to be your main go-to for strength conditioning. And that's worked so far pretty well.
How much do you charge for the program, and do you run them in like 6 week increments? What's the membership look like?
Yep. I will say this: the price is based upon how many they're bringing. So for this in particular, they're bringing 33. So we charge $50 per 4 week cycles. And so they come every Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30. My wife and I would both run those. And so what we realized from that was like $50 was a really great price point for them. And what we did not realize, this was very unintentional. A lot of these parents, they come and watch their kids train. And then while they're watching their kids train, they're inside of my affiliate. Well, they're inside of my affiliate watching other people work out. So then organically, more conversations started to come about of like, hey, how do I join the gym? I mean, we even had some softball parents jump in on a nutrition challenge. And so again, like just from that really helped out. And for the price point again, so we have these baseball teams coming in, and I'll tell them, hey, the more youth that you get me, the lower the price is going to be. And so that really incentivizes the coaches to try to get as many athletes as they can.
What would be the highest price, like if they didn't have 30 people?
Yep.
What
So
was
let's
kind of
say
the range?
if they had 10, it'd go up to $80.
Okay.
And the way we viewed it throughout the year is, so right now we have the softball team, the baseball teams that I'm working with, a lacrosse team. We want to try to get them in 8 week cycles. So if I can have at least 6 months out of the year with this additional revenue coming in, it's very smart for us right now.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense. I love it. Um, so you and your wife are doing it. I think what's cool, that I didn't even think about doing this, but the way you guys are positioning, an activity at the front and talking about team building, and then the challenge at the end to kind of bring everyone together. I think that's a cool way to really engage. That probably is, the coaches probably absolutely love that part, because you're bringing, like fostering the team environment, which is awesome. It's not just a workout, but you're actually building other skills too.
And that was really like, honestly, that was on the go, Nicole. Like my wife played collegiate volleyball. I've been involved in sports. And I just remember like before we did the trial, I was just talking with Annie, and I was just like, we have an opportunity to coach and educate these young women on how to move and how to understand your body and be proud of your abilities. We can't lose out on the opportunity to build them up in like their worth, their value, what it means to be on a team. And honestly, it was cool to start. You've got 30 girls, 14 and under. That's way out of my comfort zone. And so like the first week they were all nervous, right? Everyone was nervous. Then literally by the end, we had one team fall off last week. They're literally like yelling at us what they want to do for the last workout. And no, we got to do this as a team, and we're getting pictures. And so it was really cool to see that like we talk a lot about making impacts in our community, and like right there, we're being able to impact this next generation, even if it's for only 6 weeks, that they can remember, hey, I went to this CrossFit gym, I had fun, I learned about myself, I grew closer to my team.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Um, okay, we kind of dialed in or talked a lot about the kids stuff that you were doing. Let's talk about those adult members. 12 new members in 1 month is a number too. How did you guys do that?
So we know, just as you know, as an affiliate owner, like it comes in waves. It comes in waves. And so we have used push press grow for a long time, and that has helped a ton. But what we
Yes.
noticed was we started to get a lot of leads like around kind of post Thanksgiving. And we knew with the holidays coming up, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, hey, I've got travel, I've got this. And so everyone that started to drop in a lead in December, we went ahead and said, conducted their tour in December, but actually set them up for foundations in January. So before they left and walked out of our doors, they had their date they're going to start. My foundations coach already reached out to them just to confirm. And so we told them, we said, hey, the holidays are going to get very busy. So we want to make sure we're on top of it. And then post Christmas, when the foundations were coming up, we'd always just send some follow up. Hey, really excited to get you started in the new year. And I tell people, like, your follow up needs to set you apart from any other gym or any other fitness space.
Yeah, we use push press grow too. Game changer. Makes life so much easier to keep track of people that are coming in and follow up with them. And whether it's me or Jason or whoever that's getting the thing, we can, message from our phone or from the computer. It makes life so much easier. So you're not worrying about a bunch of sticky notes trying to follow up with people, which we've all done that too. Um, it's lack of system, but it's something better than not writing anything down. But the likelihood of people falling through the cracks is much higher with the sticky note method versus a CRM like Grow. So I agree. I like that. When you had people come in and do their tour for the gym, did you charge them at that point, or did you just set a date and then they paid for foundations when they came back in January?
So we get all payment upfront for foundations. So we've learned just through some trial and error that if someone says, yeah, I want to do it, and they go through it and they don't always follow through. So we always have foundations paid for ahead of time. And we tell them, hey, this is securing your spot, because we
Mm,
we have a pretty set number of people running through foundations. Like more than four, we don't really like to do more than four because it's taking away from the focus of the coach. And so we tell them, hey, here's the next foundations. If you pay today, this is secures your spot to get in. And you and I both know when people come in, like they're getting out of their comfort zone to come in. It's just a challenge that they're putting themselves out there. So the more that we can emphasize, like, hey, if you go home and you think about this and you wait, life is going to happen. You're going to get busy. If we can commit right now, we can make sure on our end that we're ready to go.
yeah, I like that. I think that's a smart idea, and I agree 100% too. Like I like people signing up, committing, getting everything ready to go. Even with the nutrition only clients, we do not book initial consultations or anything until payment is secured. So if you're looking to add nutrition only clients to your gym, a mistake I made before was I would be like, yeah, here's book an initial consultation. I book that hour-long time slot, and then they talk themselves out of it for whatever reason. And then now I've wasted my time for an hour. So definitely secure payment before you book people in for one-on-one appointments.
I like that though too, Nicole, because like you have the confidence to know that like, hey, my time is valuable. And I think especially in the fitness space, like as small business owners and entrepreneurs, like we have to understand that like our time is valuable. And so, I think for a long time there was a stigma like, oh, you own a gym, you can't charge for any of that. We're like, no, hey, like the time that we have is valuable. And so like
Hmm.
spending time, or like we tell people, if you have a foundation set and you don't show up, well, that coach still gets paid. Like
Yeah,
their time is just as valuable as your timing. So trying to get people to understand that like, hey, we're a community and we love to grow together, but also too, our business has to keep growing so we can keep impacting.
absolutely. Um, all these are really good tips. I love it. Any other tips you have for gym owners that maybe are struggling to get new members in, or just anything in regards to gym growth?
Yeah, I had a great call the other day with a affiliate owner. They're in a small rural town, and we're just talking on the phone, going back and forth. And I think their town was only 5,000 people, and they already had 120 members. And I just stopped them for a second. I said, "You have 120 members in a 5,000 person town. Do you know how amazing that is?" Like, I think sometimes like we forget that. And so they went back and they said, "Well, my goal is 150." And I said, "Okay, well, logistically, can your gym handle 150?" And immediately they go, no, because right now I need an extra coach, and so I'd have to coach more. I said, okay. So before we can get there, we have to make sure logistically we can handle that. And then one thing I challenge them in is I think we get in this mindset where like, oh, I got to have more, bring more people and bring more people in. And we forget the power of our people inside of our affiliate. Right. And so we've been blessed to be a larger gym. We're like 215 people. But for a long time, it was like, stop focusing so much on everyone outside of the gym, double down on the people inside of our gym, treat them with so much value and give them so much value that they're going out and being our mouthpieces. And we've really doubled down on that. And so I tell affiliate owners, I said, hey, before you go and spend X amount of money on marketing or ads, hey, what would it look like if you doubled down to your current members and you added some additional value spots, or you start a referral program where you're giving them money because they're bringing in friends? And so we focus a lot on that at our affiliate. And I tell their affiliates that let your community be the biggest mouthpiece for you. There's way more of them than you who are going to be able to spread the good news of what you're doing.
Absolutely. And they're around their friends, their circle a lot. So it's not like just one touch point of you talking to one person. They could kind of encourage them multiple times to come into your facility. Best Hour of Their Day has a really good Bring a Friend Week course, and they teach you how to build a referral program. I'll put that link in the show notes of this so that it's a free course that people can watch. We are actually making, and I haven't even had a chance to talk to you about this yet, but we partnered with Best Hour of Their Day to create a healthcare appreciation week. Basically, like partnering with healthcare professionals to let them be your mouthpieces to guide their patients who have chronic disease and really need lifestyle interventions to get them to come into your facility. So there'll be a free course that's released on March 20th for gym owners. So if you're looking to partner with healthcare professionals, that would be a cool thing to do. But what you were mentioning with, hey, look inside of your membership. If you're not offering personal training, specialty courses, clinics, nutrition, all of these things are easy ways to increase the lifetime value and average revenue per member per month for your membership. We know that push press reports tell us that nutrition and fitness clients are worth 2.5 times to your business financially, and they stay double as long. So it's like, man, why? I'm probably biased because obviously I talk a lot about nutrition, but if you could help your people see better results and they stay double the amount of time, like, wouldn't you want to do that and make a greater impact? I don't know. So if you're not doing nutrition, that might be something to think about.
Well, and I love too that you talk about the average revenue per member, the ARM, right? And so like remember when you first started owning your affiliate, like, did you know what that was?
I didn't know what any of these things were.
No,
Like,
same. And so
none.
like we went and looked back over the span of like the last 3 years, and like our growth has been incremental. Like we haven't grown a ton. We've went from like between 200 to 215, and currently we're okay with that because spatial wise and logistic wise, like we really can't grow more. Hence why we bought a building and we're going to move. But like when we started to really dig down 2 years ago into the average revenue per member, and we're like, okay, if we know that logistically our building can't grow any bigger, our classes can't grow any bigger, we can add some more classes, which we've done. We were like, how can we increase this? And we really have. We've doubled down on increasing that the last 2 years pretty incrementally, going back to exactly what you said. I'm a firm believer, and I say this regardless if I'm here with you, like your CrossFit affiliate is amazing and life changing. There has to be more than one source of revenue. There has to be more than one source of revenue from your group classes. There has to be. And so we've really doubled down on, we added personal training, and we've always done seminars. Now we're doing nutrition. And the thing is, I tell people, I did not expect to launch personal training and expect 200 people to knock down my door to get personal training. Not at all. But I said, if I can get 10% of my people, 10% to buy into that, that's a whole nother level of income I didn't even think about. And that's where we're going. And then what now we're trying to leverage is telling our coaches who are doing our personal training, tell the stories of your people, right? Tell the stories of, hey, Miss Carla started working with me 6 weeks ago, and Miss Carla really struggled to do a clean. Here's some before and after video. Tell those stories because those people inside our affiliate want to see that, and really trying to get our coaching staff to understand as well the amount of revenue you can make at our affiliate. There's no top on it. You could do all the personal training you want. You could do all the seminars you want. So it really comes down to you wanting to go after that. But that's what we've seen is we launched our personal training, oh man, 5 months ago. And like, it just, every week you see more and more athletes signing up. And I'm like, hey, this is great. This is a great value add. People are seeing the benefits of it. And then our coaches can benefit financially.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are going to see better results when they have more one-on-one attention. in regards to nutrition, that's why I think nutrition is not really about nutrition. It's about addressing the other 23 hours of the day. Are you looking at sleep and mindset and all these other aspects that are going to help them reach their health and wellness goals? And what you were just talking about with personal training, I think the same thing goes for nutrition. A lot of times you're meeting with clients behind a closed door in consultations, and those wins aren't celebrated like a PR ringing a bell that you hit a PR, for a clean or whatever the case may be. So talking about your clients, hey, this person got off blood pressure medication, this person's cholesterol went down, this person's triglycerides went down. Because not only is that going to help the members that you have, but it's going to help the 93% of Americans that are metabolically unhealthy that know they needed something. Like they probably are scared of CrossFit. Can they do it? They don't know, but share the stories of the people that you're serving and helping. And I think one thing that we hosted a Building Bridges Summit last weekend, and one of the things that the doctors were talking about that are in CrossFit, they're like, man, if I had a patient of mine come back and their gym owner was asking about their blood work and showing like, hey, because they did nutrition and exercise, their triglycerides went down by 30%, their A1C is more controlled, all of those things. Like, I'd happily be wanting to refer people to that facility. Like, that makes you stand out that you're more of a health focused coaching program instead of, hey, we lift heavy things.
I love that though too, just because to me, like those are PRs that you wouldn't think you'd celebrate coming off medication, like your blood panel and blood work comes back better. And like that was one thing years ago when I started to get blood work. I said, hey, I want to get healthier. And now we talk about that in our gyms all the time. I'm like, hey, like you need to get blood work done on a regular basis. You need to be able to talk to your doctor about the medications you need to come off of. One thing too, I wanted to mention, you talked about nutrition. So one thing that when we did this nutrition challenge, and this was me, this was some of the issues I struggle with as an affiliate owner. Like early on in our affiliate, we gave a lot away for free, a lot. Seminars are free. This is all free. And so, my wife and I sat down and we're working with our two coaches. They laid out this beautiful 6-week plan and they wanted to charge for it. And I just said, oh, I don't know. I don't know if we can charge. Like in the past, we've done it for free. And they literally just looked at me and were like, hey, like this is value and this is going to help change people's eating habits and help change relationships with food. And they ended up charging and they got more people than I thought. And I loved it because I've been able to sit back and watch how impactful they've been with everyone who's done it. And it was such a great challenge to me to see like, hey, we can provide great value and charge a premier price and people see that. I don't have to give it away for free, right? Like I can charge a great price because there's value in that. And so that was a really great challenge for me. And the coaches absolutely crushed it.
That's awesome. One thing that we were talking about a few minutes before we recorded is like, hey, one of the goals of a challenge, like kickstart someone's journey, but then how do we move those people into ongoing coaching, right? To continue to support them. And if you don't charge for a challenge, which that's a common thing. Like I hear a lot of gyms, they're like, I give challenges away for free. I'm like, how do you expect someone to do a foundations program and do a kickstart program for free and then expect them to pay a premium for an ongoing service for you? Like that's just not going to happen. So if you're a gym owner wanting to do a challenge, we have a challenge training that will teach you everything you need to know. But you want to make sure that you're charging more for your nutrition challenge than your ongoing coaching price so that it goes down in price. People will continue to work with you, not up in price. The other thing I'd recommend for helping, because the truth is no one's going to reach their goals in 6 weeks. 28 days is what we typically recommend in a gym. Like that's a good kickstart. It's good to teach you how to squat well, but I'm not teaching you everything you need to know about health, wellness, and nutrition in 6 weeks or 28 days. And people really need personalized support after that. Like teach them the foundations and then provide an individual coaching program after. One of the ways that we found to help convert people to ongoing coaching is talking about what happens after at the beginning and then meeting with people at the end. So like sitting down and talking to them, like, tell me, all right, here was your long-term goal. Here's the first milestone we reached, and here's what the plan looks like and the value that I'm going to provide after the challenge is over, which people don't really know because they've never done nutrition coaching before, likely.
No, and I love that too. And I love just the fact of what you said afterwards. Hey, it's the post challenge care, like the care and support that I think oftentimes gets missed. I wanted to mention this earlier when we were talking about the membership ads and the logistics. And so I do want to tell people, right? So adding the 12 adult memberships, they just filtered into our classes. The softball and then the strength conditioning, we actually found some off hours. So historically on day 4, we never had a 6:30 p.m. class just because didn't have great attendance. And so we actually slipped the strength conditioning for the softball girls in there. And then one of my other owners found out that Sunday around 4 p.m. worked really well for some of the preteens. And so he slipped that time in there. And so I would just tell other affiliate owners, like, sometimes it's not always going to fall into the beauty of your schedule. And so the way we looked at it was like, okay, if we can take the next 8 weeks, build relationships with these sports teams and sacrifice some of our time, if I can make sure that for the next 3 to 4 years, they keep coming back, like that's going to create like some longevity for us. And so just looking at your schedule of like, hey, the gym's not very occupied here. Hey, well, I've got this one sliver I can open up here.
Which I think is important for a spaces that you can't run two simultaneous things going on, right? Like at our gym, there's no way that we could do a class and some type of strength and conditioning, but we actually just hired another coach who wants to do that kind of stuff. So I'm literally taking notes for myself so that we do some of the stuff that you talked about. So thank you, Gordon, for helping me in this podcast episode too.
Of course. No, I think that's great. And I think too, thinking outside the box, I said this to you before we started, like we've never been a gym that's been big on the youth side. We've predominantly been adult driven. And so this has been very new to us. And so part of it is, my wife and I joke, it's learning how to coach 14-year-old girls and under, which is a whole new world, right? And
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing that we've learned is if you put on really good music and have good energy, they'll dance the whole time. And I kind of like, at first I was like, wait a minute, they're not paying attention. And I said, oh no, they're paying attention. But then I kept going back to the experience, right? If
Yeah.
these girls can leave here being like, oh my gosh, I had so much fun, that was it. And so to the affiliate owners too, if you're like my wife and I, and we're not super versed in kids, hey, embrace it, right? And just kind of learn through it and just create a really good environment where they can thrive and have fun with their friends and also learn some along the way. That's a big part of it. Like we didn't know going in exactly what we should do, but we kind of like, okay, here's what we want them to get out of it. And just each week we layered something else in.
I love that. Ultimately, it comes down to like you care about helping them thrive outside of the gym, not just inside of the gym. Like, yes, they're coming and they're signing up for strength and conditioning, but what they're getting is so much more out of it. And it's clear how you structured the program that's the product of what you guys wanted
Yeah,
to do,
and we
which is
even told
amazing.
them too, like, give us your softball calendar. Like their season literally runs from March until right before Thanksgiving. And my wife and I are like, hey, we're going to show up to some of your games because again, you guys have supported us. We want to support you. So we want them to
Mm,
see that this relationship is reciprocal. This isn't like yeah, you come here, see you later. Like we want to be part of your season too and like show up and support you guys.
that's cool because that's going to get them wanting to come back the next year as well.
Yep,
I love that.
exactly.
I love that. Any final thoughts as we wrap up today's episode? And then where can people find you, especially gym owners in the Southeast, if they want to get in contact with you? How do they find you?
Yeah, so gym owners in the Southeast, I hope you're following our Instagram page at CrossFit Affiliate Southeast. Please follow that. You can also follow my personal page at Apex Co Gordon. If you're a gym owner in the Southeast, you've already gotten multiple emails from me. Just type in my name, Gordon Lake. I swear it will pop up. No, one thing too, I wanted to just express, right? When I first put that on social media, like, hey, we landed 54 members, the response was really cool. But I also just reminded people that it's a roller coaster. You
Yeah.
land 54 members, and number one, you have to steward those memberships very well. And you have to build relationships and you have to have your systems in place where you can handle that. And I need to be prepared for all of that. But then number two, it's not like that every month. And I share that with people, right? So, hey, January is really good. February's been okay. March will take up. And so I didn't want people to think like, oh my God, you guys are like crushing it with everything. No, like we just decided to try some new things, double down on some strength conditioning for some youth sports that we felt like we could excel in and learn through it. And I think sometimes we get really caught up in our boxes, like it has to be this way. And that we forget as entrepreneurs that we really can think outside the box and create new things and create new opportunities for us to reach more people and to grow. And you said it best earlier, like, right? Like we could do personal training, we could do nutrition, we could do seminars. All of these opportunities are up to us, and our members will lean into that. The more that you believe in that and give, the more they're going to want to receive. And so just trying to think outside the box. Like, I remember when one of our owners came to us about the strength conditioning for the preteens. I don't know anything about preteens. And I just said, you sure these kids want to learn how to lift? And he's like, I think so. He's got a grandson and his grandson's 13, and him and his friends, all they talk about is working out and lifting. And next thing you know, he's sending me videos of like 16 kids in this strength conditioning program, and they're all learning how to deadlift. And they're all high-fiving each other like right? And like one's got his shirt off and you're kind of just like, huh,
Okay.
we tried something and it worked really well. And so now he does 6 week cycles of this. He'll go 6 weeks, take some time off, go 6 weeks, and he's having the same kids come back because they're seeing the growth, they're building friendships. And so my challenge would be get outside your box as an affiliate owner. If you have something you're passionate about or something new you want to try, man, give it a go.
I love that. Awesome. Well, we'll put the links for people to get connected with you in the show notes as well. Gordon, thank you for your time today. You're such a wealth of knowledge. You have such care and compassion for the community, and above all, being a gym owner yourself, like, you walk the walk, you're doing the things, but then you help so many people. I know I've personally sent a number of gym owners to you, and you've taken great care of them, so thank you.
I appreciate the time. Thanks for having me on.
I hope you enjoyed that episode. Gosh, I took so much away from that. I think the big thing is planning early. You can't plan today what you want to do next month. It needs to be months and months in advance. Aligning your team and really coming out with a good strategy to help you reach your goals, specifically around the teen program. And I took everything that we talked about, Gordon and I, to my husband who runs our CrossFit affiliate. And I thought what he is doing with the teens is so incredible, not only to help them build strength and help them get better at their sport, but really bringing them together and being able to be a light for them, to talk to them about things that are going to impact them for the rest of their lives. The ability to work on a team and the ability to have confidence in yourself and do hard things, and just pouring light and life into people. All of those teens, I think it's really, really impactful. So if you host a teen program or you're looking to do that, I would strongly encourage you to kind of go back and listen to that part of this episode and maybe take some nuggets so that you can do the same thing. I think that we have an incredible opportunity to not only help people get fit, teens especially, but really to help them, have skills that are going to impact them for the rest of their lives. So we are actually going to be hosting a teen workshop 6-week program over the summer. We typically at our HQ location do not have kids and teen programs beyond our family nutrition coaching program. So I'm super excited to put into action everything that Gordon and I talked about today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode and learned a few things. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and last but not least, our annual event, the Gym Accelerator Summit, is right on the corner in Nashville, Tennessee, April 3rd to the 5th. You can grab your ticket. This event is open to anyone. You don't have to be a partner of HSN Mentoring. If you are a gym owner or a nutrition coach looking to add more tools in your toolbox, increase sales for your nutrition coaching program, deliver a better experience, and connect with people who are all doing the same thing, if you are looking to build healthcare partnerships and learn more about the Global Health Project that's launching March 20th, this is the event for you. Click the link in the show notes and you can lock in your spot today and grab a ticket. Hope to see you in Nashville, Tennessee for our annual event.